Tonight, the debate that we've set up, debate number one, is a focus on India's major diplomatic shift, which has got China worried. We are moving away from this one China policy. We are setting up trade talks directly with Taiwan. Well, let's try and understand the dynamics here. Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar with us, Glenn Carl, former CIA officer and also author. Always a pleasure to have both of you here take the right stand. Thank you very much. Sreeram Chaulia, foreign affairs expert, professor and dean, Jindal School of International Affairs with us. We also have Aina Tangen, political affairs commentator from Beijing, and William Yang, East Asia correspondent for DW News. William, good to have you with us. We have a voice from Taiwan joining us. Sreeram Chaulia. Before I come across to you, I just want to highlight the shift in terms of India as its one China policy, and then I'll come to your comments and your rebuttal. Let's look at Taiwan. Back then, this was the difference. No formal diplomatic ties and a full consensus with one China principle. We as a nation stood by it. Now we are considering starting talks. We are already engaging with Taiwanese businesses and inviting them to set up shop in India. Foxconn and 2-3 others are some of the examples. And also we greet Taiwan officially on their national day. Also the party in government has also sent its representatives to be part of the virtual meets. Tibet, no mention of India-Tibet border. Frequent indirect messages to China on the Tibet issue. Now that is what is the case. Now it is also silence on this entire free Tibet costs. That's what's happened. Now there's public display of solidarity with Tibetan soldiers. We are open about the SFF, the Special Frontier Force, and the fact that it's a Tibetan army fighting the PLA for India. And we have Tibetans openly saying that Tibet is our fatherland, India is our motherland. Now, as far as Myanmar, did not interfere in Myanmar's disputes with China. Now will deliver a kilo-class submarine and INS Sindhuveer to the Myanmar army. We are also getting involved in the Rakhine state in that area, setting up oil wells and exploration. Our investments not as big as China, but we've started moving in there. Also, Malabar naval exercise limited to India, US and Japan. Now Australia part of this group, and we have invited Australia to join and of course build alliances. For many years Australia has been wanting to be part of this. It's happening now. So many shifts at various levels where we moved away from the one China policy. Also the Hong Kong Act, like I said, the UN resolution against the Hong Kong Act and China's actions, and India was a signatory to that, and that was also a key shift, Sreeram. But if Aina Tangen believes that we are going to face consequences, Glenn Carl also said that it's not a good thing, but there will be consequences. What are these consequences going to be, and can we or should we get bogged down by it? Should we allow China to browbeat us, or should we turn around and say, recognize our sovereignty, recognize our control, respect our borders, and then we will talk?
Anand, we have nothing to lose in shifting and making this bold new path that you just mentioned. If you remember 2014, when Narendra Modi government came in, the very first thing, Sushma Swaraj was our external affairs minister. She told her Chinese counterpart, who was asking, why don't you reaffirm the one China principle and that India stands by one China policy? She said, first, why don't you also acknowledge the one India policy? And this was a sharp rebuttal to the Chinese insistence on a one-way trade. What they want is they will challenge our sovereignty. They will interfere in our internal affairs, like they recently did by issuing so-called guidelines to the Indian media not to cover Taiwan. They will needle us on our territorial integrity and sovereignty, and we are supposed to sit back and play nice with them. I don't think Narendra Modi government is interested in being soft at all. What they are doing is a gradient. The trade talks with Taiwan is the first step. See, completely abandoning one China policy officially, not even the US has done it. But short of that, not even Japan. US and Japan are the closest to Taiwan in strategic terms. They have not done it. But what they are doing is simultaneously pursuing the economic track. There are a lot of benefits for us. And frankly, we are not afraid of the consequences. It cannot get worse. The Chinese are already posing a threat on our borders and already trying to create the string of pearls in the Indian Ocean region, already trying to inhibit India's rise. already allied with Pakistan, as you said, on and occupying Indian sovereign space. So what else can we lose? What else will they do? Will they release the waters and flood us? from the Tibetan plateau, and that would, invite war. So I don't think we should be scared of them. But what we are doing is step-by-step response, and as the level of the Chinese pressure on us increases, the counter move or counter pressure also, we are going to step. We need to have levers in policy making that we will unleash one after the other. So right now, I think the trade talks, at even the feeler that we will start this, is good enough to rattle the Chinese. But of course, look at the way Einar Tangen is talking. He's saying there are going to be consequences. They're trying to show that they are big and powerful and that others better mind it. This is the language of condescension that sovereign countries are not willing to accept, Anand. We are sovereign countries.
No.
We are not going to step back from our own self-interest based on our national calculations.
I agree.
They cannot interfere in our internal affairs. They tried that in Australia, and it also backfired there badly, Anand. And Australia is the best example. They should learn from it. The more you rankle neighbors and near neighbors, the more they will feel hurt and will hurt and hit back.
See, I'll tell you
That's what India is doing now.
The biggest
China
difference.
Has to modify
Sreeram,
its behavior,
yield, please.
tone down its aggression, step back its hegemonic aspirations, and then you will find us more cooperative. So both
Sreeram,
Tibet
yield,
and
please.
Taiwan are on the plate for us. We are not going to not
Sreeram,
use
yield,
these levers,
please.
because this is the time for it. The whole world is willing to use Taiwan and recognize Taiwan in one form or the other, informally. Taiwan,
Sreeram, can you hear me?
15 countries recognizing it, but informally, more and more. Yeah. So I think as far as
Sreeram, if you can, Sreeram Chaulia, if you can hear me, Sreeram, if you can hear me, please yield.
But the moment they do it, we will also do it.